Welcome to our RAG-based LLM app YouTube series. In this series, we'll explore how this revolutionary technology can transform the way you interact with AI. Stay tuned to discover the future of AI assistants. Ever wished your AI assistant could do more than just guess? Imagine it instantly finding the exact facts you need while generating accurate human-like responses. This is Retrieval-Augmented Generation, RAG. It's the next evolution in AI, combining real-time information retrieval with powerful language generation.
Hi, I'm Name, and I'm thrilled to introduce our new YouTube series where we dive into the magic of RAG-powered apps. From how it works to how it can transform your world, be it in research, business, or everyday tasks.
Get ready for tips, tutorials, and insights into the future of smart AI apps.
Subscribe now and join us on this exciting journey into the world of Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Don't miss out!
Your smarter future starts here. Click subscribe today.
All right, welcome back. So if you remember, last time I promised about the RAG series of videos on the topic RAG, but I stopped in between because I got some feedback from many my audience that there are some issues in visualization diagram which we created on video, and that I also gone through. That is not correct. So I thought that do not focus much on diagrams on those things. Instead, let's focus the core messages and teach you. All right, welcome back. So if you remember things which is as a developer you need it, or as a architect or developer you should understand for the RAG. And if you want to build something seamless system, which I am preparing for my company, you can also do it, right? So to solve that area, I think this time I have decided that I will go on stages. Like first stage is just a brief information, like fundamental basic information about RAG, where I will explain you what exactly is the RAG, what should, if someone asks you what is RAG, how you will explain them. So that kind of 100 level or 101 level of learning about the RAG. Then stage 2 would be more complex, more advanced on technology side. What kind of embedding, how to choose the right embedding, what kind of, chunking, what kind of algorithm you will follow in chunking, then what kind of vector database would be preferred, how you will decide which vector database is useful for your context or scenario. So those kind of things you will see. Then also you will see that how to choose the right system design for your RAG application. All right. So let's start. Let's come back to the topic. Imagine if you had a friend who did not just answer or know the answer of question, but he also has capability to look around and find the more reliable sources and answer your query, answer to your problems. That is what RAG will do for you. It combines the brain power of a smart large language model with the ability to search through vast amount of data in real time instead of relying only on what it already knows. RAG finds and uses the most relevant facts to give you better, up-to-date and very, very personalized answer, context-aware responses to you. It is like having a personal assistant who always learning and fact-checking for you. Right? That is the basic thing, basic way of defining the RAG in my knowledge. Right? Let's go to the next topic. So as I explained you, my job here is to explain you very, very simple way, basic way. And this is our segment 1 or stage 1, where I'm just explaining you what is RAG. So RAG is, as the name suggests, it constitutes retrieval, augmented, and generation. So RAG is like a super smart helper that does not just guess answer from their memory. Instead, it looks up the most useful information from trusted sources while answering your question. It combines what it knows with what it finds to give you accurate, clear and helpful answer to your problem in a real time. All right, let's move to the next thing, where I will discuss about the retrieval. When I talk about the retrieval, I need to focus two important aspects of retrieval: finding the right info and picking the right stuff. So choosing the right context, right? So finding the info and on the basis of picking the right context or right stuff. Let's define finding info in a little more better way. So imagine the computer searching through tons of stuff like websites and books, journals, or research papers to find the what exactly you are looking for, right? Then let's define a little bit more about the picking the right context or stuff. It is not just finding the anything, it is finding the best info that fits your question, that fits into your questions or your context, right? That is what means to say is picking the right stuff, okay? Next word in RAG is retrieval, then augmented. Augmented is basically a getting, like if I have to define augmentation, I will use two important terms here, getting superpower and being super brainy, right? Let's define the getting superpower a little bit. What does it mean by getting superpower? This is where the computer gets really, really clever, right? It does not just memorize the thing or facts. It understands what they mean and how they relate to each other. Meaning that they will find the right information. Then according to your problem, according to your question, they are augmenting the answer. They are creating unique answer, new answer for you, right? Another term which I am using here to explain you augmentation is being super brainy. It is like having a brainy buddy which have lots of brain, who can understand lots of stuff and explain it to you in a way that makes sense to you, right? Sense to your question. All right, let's go to the next word, which is generation. Retrieval done, augmented, explained. Now let's come to the generation part. Now in the generation, we have, if I have to explain the generation, I will use two terms here. One is making new stuff and another is talking like a human. What you want from generation? If at all you have to explain what kind of generation you want, then I will definitely tell that I need a generated content which is very, very unique to my problem, my context. It is not generic public information available on the internet. I don't want it because that would be served by search engine, Google search engine already. So I should not want that information. I want information which is more relatable to my question, my context, what exactly I'm looking for. So I would say in context, like imagine the computer takes all the smart info it found around the world, around the public source, and creates brand new answer just for your problem, just for you. The second thing which I mentioned here, my generated content should be not robotic generated content. It should be synced with human culture, human nature, how human is generating the content, how you are supposed to generate or answer some question, right? So instead of sounding like a robot, the computer talks in a friendly manner, human-like way, human-centric way, that is easy to understand for you, right? That is what this generation module I am looking for, right? So you now, until this point, you already understand retrieval, augmented, and generation. Very fundamental way, very basic way. Of course, I have not explained many things right now, but that will come later in the subsequent videos. But at least I am able to explain you what exactly means for RAG, right? What is retrieval? What are the things you are looking for retrieval component? What you are looking for augmented component, and what you are looking for generative component, right? Generation component. Now, next point is how does RAG work? So in fundamental way, not technical as of now, it is just a plain English, but very fundamental way, that you are looking for three important factors inside this RAG. The complete working of RAG is finding info, getting smart, right, generation, and it should be, getting a smart augmented solution, and it should be very, very smart answer, just like a human answering it, right? So these things. Now let's try to little more deep dive into finding info. Finding info, I mean to say searching stuff or understanding your question, and based on your question, finding the information into their knowledge base, right? Let's try to understand the searching stuff now. So let's imagine the computer looks through lots of info to find it, what you need, and kind of like below, like how the search, the internet is overwhelming, right? If you remember Google search, you are doing the Google search, it is giving you many information. And now you have to still further dig dive, which is definitely we don't need it in this RAG. In this RAG, for my finding info means I have to find the closest information which is closest to my question. And that is done by similarity search, which I will come later in detail. But as of now, like smart finding info is required in RAG. That is the retrieval. Then getting super smart augmented information, creating super smart augmented information using the large language model. And how you will do it? By understanding more of your context or problem, right? So large language model will augment the information retrieved by the next previous step, which is finding info. And on that basis, they will create a super smart answer, which suits to, or which is definitely personalized answer to your question. And then making new answer, meaning here that every time whenever you will ask the question, on asking the question, it is not a keyword by search. It is like, what is the intention of your question? What is the intention or context of your question? Based on that question, your generation of answer will happen, right? That's why it is more accurate answer you will get, more accurate, personalized and human-centric answer you will get. It should not reply answer as a robotic manner, right? It should always very personal, very similar, very contextually based on your question, you should always get as an answer in this generation phase, right? That is what the 3 phase all about: retrieval, augmented and generation. So I hope that this is the just basic understanding of how does RAG works, right? Next is, what can RAG do for you? This is again a very fundamental, a very basic level, but this will give you some of the use case in your brain. Like you should start thinking, what are the use cases possibly RAG will help you? So first, which is the very easy to understand, is answering question, right? You have a question and your assistant have a large knowledge base. He can answer your question based on his knowledge base. But it won't stop there. Even you can create stuff based on the knowledge base. So it's not only like answering to your question. If you want creative stuff from the engine or from the assistant, that will also possible using the RAG. Then third, which is very already in line with RAG, which is the personal tip, giving personal tips. Whether it is shopping or planning a trip, RAG can give you tips that fits your style and your preference. The fourth, which is very much in line with RAG, which is helping with learning. And if you remember earlier, I had a plan to launch the Veena, which is probably I'm just little modifying it now due to some reason that I found that some of the company is already doing on that space. So I thought that let's modify this something so that it will be more unique and more appealing to the audience, right? So, but that is all about helping with learning, which is a very vast area and very useful area for RAG application. That you should always create content, like just look at the example. One example is, as of now, YouTube is helping, or many public forum where people are sharing, like Medium, where you can write your article. YouTube, one of the great platform which can help you to learn. But these all are not personalized to your requirement. It is a generic requirement, and it is your intelligence to find the right information from out of these C level, huge level of information, right? And then most of the time you will get the waste of time in exploring all these things, right? Because this is the vast knowledge base. You have to explore, you have to verify, you have to check, and then you realize that it is not useful for you, then you have to skip it like that. So, but this RAG is having a capability where this assistant will answer or will help you exactly whatever you are needing, whatever learning requirement you have, right? So that is what you can achieve from this also. Next is assisting with decisions. Like sometimes, most of the time, senior engineer or leaders have always required to take some sort of assistance in decision making. And that is what leader is, part of the job of leader is this only. So I'm saying that, and many company, I have seen many incident where these leaders or these middle management is taking decision which is baseless. And it is happening because they don't have any assisting information, right? They are taking like akar-bakar kind of decision. So just randomly taking some decision, which is nonsense, but anyway, that is separate area to discuss. So I mean to say, this RAG application is very useful in that segment also where you want exactly data-based assistance on your decision making, right? Database, let me repeat, database assistance in your decision making, which is very useful if you want to be authentic, if you want to be a very fair leader in your team, in your organization. You should always take decision based on data, not based on personal relationship and something else, bootlicking kind of behavior of your members. Don't do that thing. Always take decision based on the data available or data which is to support your decisions, right? Then also please, one another point which I would like to mention here, that many times people are fabricating data. So it is your capability to judge it, that this data is fabricated or it is just a generated to crush someone or not. That is also, that kind of validation also possible from your RAG application. That is this fabricated information or it is a genuine information, genuine data driven information or decision, right? So that is also possible. Okay. So I hope that these are the 5 areas which is key prominent area, but it is not that these are the only area possible. There are many possible other area is also possible, which I will include in later videos. But from now, from the initial perspective, basic perspective, these are the 5 key area where you can think of as a use case of RAG. Okay. Next is what next for RAG. Now these are the basics, right? So, but is this the only? No, of course. You have a lot many smartness you can put. You can put the multi-model concept. You can put the agentic RAG. You can put the graph-based RAG. Like you can improve the RAG quality of RAG. You can improve the modality of your RAG. As of now, only text I'm talking. But what if I want to include image? What if I want to include video? What if I want to include PowerPoint information or anything, any other model of information, right? So multi-model kind of RAG is also a very future-driven extension of the basic RAG, right? Then another point which is very important, and that is again come to the leadership quality, which is called ethics. How your decision is suitable for ethical perspective, right? Are you taking decision? Are you doing the things which is ethical? So in that area also, RAG will be very much helpful to you to make, this is not a basic RAG will cover, but on enhancement side, I'm saying that ethics is the one area where you have to think the enhancement of your basic RAG, right? So this much is the information for basic video, and I hope that you will continue this journey of series of video, and it will be helpful to all those people who are interested in learning generative AI in more practical way, or I would say more hands-on driven learning, right? So let's see you in the next video again. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye. Take care, guys.
Wow. Wasn't that just the beginning of something incredible? We've only scratched the surface of what Retrieval-Augmented Generation can do. If you're as excited as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Why? Because the next episode is going to blow your mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's unlock the future of AI together. Subscribe now. Your journey into smarter AI starts here.